least 4 people are dead and multiple others injured after a shooting at the annual Garlic Festival in California. And thanks to DNA testing, one family was able to properly honor a family member who died during World War II. And a woman is recovering after a fall at Red River Gorge, where a team of medical professionals are working to reduce outdoor injury damages.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:02 on this Monday, July the 29th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning into Mountain News this morning. It's starting off a little bit foggy, but today we should see a nice day like we saw almost all last week. Let's bring Brandon Robinson in this morning, give us a breakdown of just what to expect. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning, my friend. Things are a little bit on the foggy side this morning, especially down south. A lot of areas, maybe up to the north, not seeing as much, but still some patchy dense fog possible across the region, so give yourself some extra time as you head out the door. US 119 up on top of Whitesburg Pine Mountain. Things are pretty quiet as you head over the hump this morning. We're looking at the most dense fog, at least what we're seeing on our sensors down south, but Moorhead now down to 3 miles there as well, so just be careful of that along I-64. Less than 1 mile or right at 1 mile in Harlan, Middlesboro, and Jonesville. So again, just be careful down that way. Satellite radar, nice and quiet this morning. We could see a few pop-up showers and storms later today, but not yet. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s down south, mid to upper 60s to the north, 70 in Lexington. That's one of the warmer spots in our part of the area. The AM special for coffee this morning, a mild morning, right around 65 or so, give or take a degree or two, but extra large on the iced coffee because it is a Monday. Weather app forecast, you can see sunshine with a few clouds a little bit later on. Those chances for pop-up showers and storms about 10% in the heat of the day. Rest of the forecast on the way here in just a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, at least 4 people are dead and multiple others injured after a shooting at the annual Garlic Festival in Gilroy, California. The suspect is among those killed, and a manhunt is now underway for a possible second individual who may have been involved. Authorities think the shooter used a tool to cut through the fence to gain access to the festival. The shots were fired as a band was performing its last song of the day.
We ran off the stage. We crawled underneath it, and we laid down, hid, kept quiet until the police arrived.
Police say officers were in the area and the suspect was quickly stopped, while California Governor Gavin Newsom says the shooting is nothing short of horrific. And new this morning, a semi involving a crash has shut down the northbound lanes of Interstate 75 in Laurel County. Police say that crash happened around mile marker 33 near North Corbin. The interstate was blocked at exit 29. We do have more information that it has since reopened, so now I-75 at exit 29 is now reopened. Well, also new this morning, a church is badly damaged after a fire in Wayne County, West Virginia. Wayne County dispatch officials say Florence Memorial United Methodist Church in the Dixon community of Wayne County caught fire around 11:30 Sunday night. Our sister station WSAZ was on the scene and said the steeple of the church collapsed. Multiple fire departments responded to help put out the fire. Well, family members of one Pike County girl said their final goodbyes. 16-year-old Shaylee Cobb died Wednesday after health complications. Her funeral was yesterday. WIMT's Marianne Fletcher talked with her family about the devastating loss.
A fighter.
She had beat leukemia.
And a lover.
People just gravitated to her.
All wrapped up in one 16-year-old girl.
If she started laughing, she could make anybody laugh.
But more importantly, Shaylee Cobb was her family's hero.
I'll miss you a lot. You were my warrior and my soldier.
After 9 months in the hospital, her family faced the hardest goodbye.
It wasn't the cancer that got her. It was that she didn't have the immune system to help continue fighting off infections, bacteria.
Her father, C.J. Cobb, is a veteran.
I would rather been on a deployment to Afghanistan than to deal with the loss of a child.
He watched as her health improved.
You have hope.
Then declined.
And then it just crumbles underneath you.
Bone marrow donors were key in her recovery.
I mean, she fought it tooth and nail, and she won that battle.
But it was hard to find a match.
If more people help, there'll be more families that won't have to go through this.
He hopes his daughter's heartbreaking story will help other families.
You know, there's still a lot of sick kids that can be helped.
Now her sister Araya Cobb says she looks up to her guardian angel,
She taught me to be the most strongest person in the world.
guiding her through life,
I know that you're in a better place.
keeping Shaylee in their hearts.
Her favorite thing to say, and I said it last night, was Lord Almighty. I just know that Lord Almighty, Shaylee, we gonna miss you.
In Pike County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Shaylee Cobb's father, CJ, says he would like to thank everyone who helped his family through these hard times. Well, nearly 80 years ago, people said goodbye to loved ones who were being sent off to fight in World War II, but unfortunately, many did not return. Zelma McDowell was only 8 when her father, Jacob Givens, left and never returned. But a few weeks ago, she got a call that would change her life forever. Thanks to DNA testing, they were able to identify Zelma's father's remains, and she will soon get to bring him home.
No, we wasn't expecting it. And then when he came out with it, I mean, I never thought it would ever happen.
Never thought.
I'm just sorry that my mom didn't know about it.
Givens' remains will be returned to the family in November, and they are making sure to give him a proper burial. A woman is recovering after a fall at Red River Gorge. Search and rescue teams were called into action around 11 o'clock Sunday morning. Olivia Russell tells us about this mission and the medical professionals who were able to jump into action.
This sunny Sunday started with a 911 call.
Our agency got a report of a hiker who fell approximately 20 feet near Courthouse Rock.
The woman was carried out and taken to the hospital for moderate injuries.
It was about a 3-hour carryout when it was all said and done.
With beautiful days like today, there are more people out on the trails at Red River Gorge. But search and rescue teams say when there are more people, there's a higher chance of more medical emergencies.
Many times it's somebody who has done something like twist an ankle or becomes a little bit overheated, a little bit exhausted on the trail.
For missions like this, people not only need rescuing, they might need immediate medical attention. For years, it's something they couldn't get until after they were removed. But now, a new group of medical professionals is diving straight in with rescue crews.
The Red Star stands for Red River Gorge Special Treatment, Access, and Rescue. And what that name really conveys is that we are the only wilderness advanced life support team in the Red River Gorge.
It's full of nurses, doctors, EMTs, and paramedics who are also trained in search and rescue skills.
Sometimes patients need more treatments. They need things that only a licensed paramedic or a licensed nurse working for a regulated healthcare provider can do.
While wilderness paramedics are routine in western Rocky states, the Red Star is the first of its kind in Kentucky, and it's not even a year old.
I think every county in Kentucky should have a capability like this. It's hard to find a county in Kentucky that doesn't have wilderness areas where people hunt or fish or paddle or hike.
A group that hopes you'll never need them, but will be there in a moment's notice. In Powell County, Olivia Russell, WKYT.
Now, Red Star is also reminding people to be careful while they are out hiking. People are urged to bring plenty of water and know their limits when the terrain gets tough. Police in western Kentucky say a woman sitting in her living room was killed over the weekend when a pickup truck struck her home. State police in Madisonville said in a news release that 72-year-old Mary Bass of Marion was pronounced dead after the incident Saturday night. The truck failed to stop at an intersection and went into the home. Meanwhile, Clay County deputies are asking for people's help finding a man they say broke into a home and stole several items. Deputies say they responded to a burglary call on South Highway 421. Surveillance video shows a man carrying items from the home and driving off in what appears to be a black Chevrolet HHR. Anyone with information is asked to call the Clay County Sheriff's Office at 606-598-3471. The Canadian military has landed in Gillam with an aircraft to help join the search for 2 young homicide suspects in northern Manitoba. The Department of National Defense confirmed that a Royal Canadian Air Force CC-130H Hercules aircraft from 435 Transport and Rescue Squadron in Winnipeg will assist with an aerial search. Police started scouring the woods for 19-year-old Can McLeod and 18-year-old Briar Shamagalski after a burnout vehicle driven by the pair was found near Fox Lake last Monday.
Fairly quiet start to the day for most of the region, but some patchy, dense fog is around as well. Let's take a look at Stonecrest Golf Course in Prestonsburg, and things are fairly quiet there this morning. Not much fog, but down in the south there, Cumberland Valley area between Middlesboro, Harlan, and Jonesville, very limited visibility, so be careful this morning. Moorhead also seeing some of that as well, and Jacksboro, anything less than 5 miles is very dense fog. Temperatures down south a little cooler, between 63 and 66 from Jonesville up to London down to Jacksboro. Some upper 60s, close to 70 from Hazard up to Prestonsburg, and Pikeville 66, 68, and 69 respectively. Temperatures across the state: 74 Louisville, Owensboro at 71, along with Nashville, Cincinnati at 67, and Huntington, West Virginia at 68 this morning. The Tri-Cities are coolest spot in the region. Temperatures will climb, and then you'll see a few more clouds later in the day with a chance for a pop-up shower or storm. Will?
Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Remember the movie Snakes on a Plane? Well, there's another place you don't want to snake: your hotel room, which is exactly what happened to a woman in Tennessee. And we'll have more about how one man was nearly killed by a lawn chair.